Hello, beloved. Welcome to our 20th session, which is aimed at grounding us in our journey of seeking the truth, the eternal quest for the truth. And I'm here to ask you a simple question. What if the pursuit of truth is not just a philosophical exercise, but the very essence of our human experience? Now, I have told you all these sessions that we're having, more than 300 of them, are aimed at understanding the truth. But what is this real truth? And what is the truth? So we want to gather in these 20 or so minutes, 30 minutes, to have a real understanding of truth as the core of human identity, how truth sustains us through difficult circumstances, and living truthfully. Explore practical ways to embody truth in everyday life, as well as understanding truth as our transformation power, how embracing truth changes us and the world that we live in. We, at the onset, we know that truth is the soul's natural state. Many of us love the truth, and even when people catch us or we catch them saying something that's not true, it is painful by itself. The pain of not being counted to be in the truth can be higher for many souls, of course, depending on the kind of integrity that one has. But we know that truth is the nature of a man's soul. The desire to be truthful is the very nature of man. And this fundamental insight reveals that truthfulness isn't merely a virtue we aspire to, it's who we fundamentally are. The human soul naturally resonates with truth, just as the compass needle instinctively finds its north. Truth is that which is never changing, that which is there and is. And remember, we said the real truth is I am, which is the Father. And every of us, each of us has that element of I am in us. And that is the only unchanging thing. And if we can grow to find it, then we are going to live in peace and know that despite the changing things, despite the challenges that we find in this earthly journey, we can always rest in the truth that I am, we are a being. And this universal yearning across all cultures and traditions and different times, humans have sought the truth. And this universal yearning transcends our differences and unites us in a common quest for that which is never changing, which is what is true. What is true is that which never changes. Whether you look at ancient philosophers to modern scientists, from spiritual seekers to everyday individuals like you and me, we all desire to understand what is real, authentic, and true, that which is never changing. I'm sure you might have noticed that even young children instinctively ask, is that really true? Even when you tell them stories, these stories we have in all our cultures, but hey, is that really true? This intimate curiosity reflects our soul's natural orientation towards truth. But truth is beyond the stories that are told to us, including in our religious books, including in our cultures. Because truth is an internal compass that is within you. So we are saying that in this journey of truth, you realize that you have to acknowledge that which is part of you, which is that you are part of the Father. You are part of where you come. You are created in the image and likeness of the Father, and you have to live reflecting that. And this journey is about going back to find that kind of truth so that we live by it. And this means that you become self aware, recognizing your authentic thoughts and feelings that connect you to that oneness with the Father. Then, of course, engaging in discernment, distinguishing truth from illusions or deception. Many things appear in this world, they come and go, they come and go. Everything that comes and goes is not true, brothers and sisters. So, all the titles, all the names, years, property, all those things are not true. What is true never changes. Who you truly are can never change. And that's our quest. Can we find that which is true and never changing in us? And to get that, of course, you have to be aligned by bringing our actions into harmony with our values through a connection to the Father, the one and only true Father, the creator of heaven and earth, the maker of everything, the one from which everything emanates. And once we get this, then we grow, we evolve our understanding as we learn and experience. That to understand is, you know, that you are not standing by yourself. Where you stand, you're standing under a power, under a knowing, under a being that is made up of every being. And therefore, since where you are standing is stable and secure and the source of everything, you can always rest, you can always move, you can always do that which is in rest, in peace, knowing that you are always cared for and you're always under the protection. Because understanding this truth serves as our integral navigation system and a true connection which guides us through life's complexities with greater clarity and purpose. And this is what we are calling the light. Once you get this light, knowing that, oh, there is an overall power, an overall energy, a source spirit from which all of us emanate, and that is the one deciding everything and how things are moving. Ours we can express, but the final determination it belongs to the Father. And if we, since He promised, since that Father says we ask and we shall be given, if we ask, then we can wait in joyful expectation, joyful hope of the very best all the time. And this truth is what keeps us together throughout our different years, through the difficulties of life. When everything else seems to be falling apart, truth remains our anchor. That which is never changing is what is true. It provides the stability we need to weather life's storms and navigate through the uncertainties of the world, changing through the years, changing through schools, through different homes and caretakers, through different jobs, throughout life's different stages. What remains is that which is true. Hmm? All these experiences are for your learning, so you learn from each and continue true, also tuned to that which is true and never changing within you. And this is what we are seeking, and this is what we are saying we need to master, because truth is the only unifying force for every living being, not just human beings. Hmm? Whether you are facing personal crisis, personal challenges, truthfulness with ourselves prevents fragmentation and keeps our identity intact. By acknowledging reality, even painful truth, we maintain psychological coherence. We are able to keep our senses stable, knowing that disease comes and goes. The challenge is some people tend to live like disease. When disease has come to take you. Death, when death comes, it comes through different ways. The withdrawal of your soul from the world can take place anytime from that which brought it. You are not in control of it. And learning this never changing truth also liberates you from the worries of this world, of when and how you will die, what you call death, how you leave this world. Because you know the life you live is a gift given unto you to express, and it can go anytime. And the challenges that come, you have been given power to order and ignore them or order for a change and wait unto the loving Father to be able to change them. Even in our societal challenges, where there are social conflicts, a shared commitment to truth builds bridges across divides. um, when we prioritize truth over winning arguments, over who is benefiting more than who, we create a space for genuine understanding and connection. Because that which is true, the well, for example, in the village gives water to everybody. It's not about who owns it. The soil, it needs to produce food to feed everybody. It's not just about owning the land, because land, there are people on it 500 years ago. They are no longer here. So what is true is beyond even this earthly owning and who is here and who is where. That our survival is joined. We said we are all one in the Father, because everything comes from the Father. But we also know that within truth there is a paradox. Truth can be painful, facing reality, that which does not change, sometimes hurts. Like they say, the truth is bitter, especially when it challenges our self-image or reveals our mistakes. Many of us get into situations and we believe they are permanent. If you have money or a job working well, or things are going well for you, or for your children, or for your loved ones, you think that situation should be maintained. All situations will change, brothers and sisters. It is the law. They will change. They will change, and you are not in charge of them changing. Yours is only to pray. Yet knowing this truth is really very liberating. Despite the discomfort, truth ultimately frees us from the burden of deception and self-delusion. Thinking that you are the one who brings the sun, or makes it rain, or gives everyone a job, or you are going to make everyone rich because you are the president, or because you are an MP, you will make the whole area develop, or because you are the pastor, you will pray for everybody and they get sick, or because you are the prophet, you will see everything in this world. It is not true. The Lord can only pass through you that which the Lord has chosen and has pleased, and that is only what you see. But in all his other emanations, God is communicating so many other things, and you have to be ready to live with this truth. Even when you see more coming from the Father through other people, it is your duty to know that it's the Father who is alive in them and speaking in them and showing off in them, and praise only that is going through you. Find it, identify it, and also serve it to the world, because it's also for the good of the world. But above all, know that more and more in the ever unending, infinite unfolding of the Father, more and more can come through you if only you open yourself and always go unto the Father, from which everything is sourced. So, truth, understanding this can make truth to be so simple. At its core, truth reflects basic realities that even a child can grasp. A child knows that their eating, their well-being, their treatment is on the parent, and the child does not struggle about that. But when you people mature, I don't know what gets into us. We all forget that even our own being, even the air we breathe, is not by our own power or our might. The water we drink, the sun that shines and creates life in this world, does not come by our might. There is a higher power that is organizing things in the world to enable what is to be. In as much as we can put our personal signature through work, through our actions, thoughts, and feelings, and draw in things, prayer and petition, but there is that ever organizing power that is beyond everyone and everything that we need to tune into and let be, so that we don't struggle against the tide of life, like we said in the session on the flow and the law of surrender. Hmm? Yet, of course, truth is also complex. The fullness of truth contains nuances, multiple perspectives, and evolving understanding. One of the greatest, in my language we call it chibok, but one of the greatest disciplines I have had in this growth was to come to the realization that there are different perspectives. Nothing is true and nothing is all God. Only God is true. Only the Father is true. Only the source is true. You can look at things like this and you think they're like this, but the person looking this side is looking at something else. The one looking that side is seeing something else. The one that side is looking at someone else. The one who is upstairs is looking at something else. The one who is downstairs looking at something else. Someone in the basement is looking at even something else. So we all see things at our different stages, but also from which angle we are looking at life or that which is happening. So we must be humble. We must be humble and avoid, you know, judging others, because they are at that stage, this the stage they are at. The father one time had whipped me, because when you are clever in school, when you are clever, you get a job early, you make what people call money, you live well, you get to think other people probably they are not worthy, probably they are not, until the father shows the fact that you are in university does not mean the person starting primary one is wrong. Each of you at different stages, you are also ever at that stage. So the Father is taking us through these different evolutions, different stages, and we have to live with it. Let people grow also in their own journey. They are also taking their own journey, learning their lessons. And this paradoxical nature of truth, where there is no more than there seems to be more than one truth. The truth is actually one, but it appears to us in different ways. And it invites us to appreciate and approach it with both courage and humility, because there are things that you may not have, never consider, because they have not been open to you. Hmm? And this is what is contained in so many different traditions. It's why, having grown in a very staunch Catholic church, Catholic family, I, I used to think the Father only expresses in that church. All others are wrong, until I was slowly shown and opened to all these traditions across the world, only to see that the Father is the one represented in all of them. If you see, for example, in Buddhism, uh, for us who follow the Abrahamic religion, we say in Christianity, Judaism, and even Islam, even though we don't agree even within those, that all truth is divine, and it's an attribute that brings morality and is an imperative of all human beings. We know it because everybody claims to be teaching the truth and searching the truth, and we believe that the truth is within the teachings that we follow. In Eastern traditions, in Buddhism, the satya, they tell us which is the truth, is one of the fundamental virtues, representing not just factual accuracy, but a spiritual illumination within. Remember, we said this is about you have to go in there and sin. That an illumination within that which is not yet seen in the eyes, seeing things as they really are. That there is an unfolding of things unfolding beyond our understanding, and ours tuned to that which is within, which is the Father, which is the control of the things that are seen, so that we can get to know the revelations of the Father and be good vessels of that kind of knowledge. If you look at indigenous knowledge, even here in Africa, many indigenous traditions emphasize truth as harmony with the natural world, that which is created and not made by man. You have to be harmonious with it because you can't change it. Crops are grown, they grow in their own pattern. You cannot change the gestation period of a crop. These all the laws, even the laws we talk about, the laws of life, and they have come from observation of these natural facts. I mean, natural facts and trends and the honesty in community relationships, looking at people and how they interrelate and what comes from different actions. People have learned over time, and remember, it's a strand. We are representing, like they tell us that we are our ancestors' hugest dreams. If whichever situation you are in, your ancestor once lived as a dream, that so that as a dream. Many of our people, sometime I was training some people and I told them, you can't believe the one we call Jesus did not even ride a bicycle. He had even to borrow a horse, in quotes, to be able to move in his triumphant entry uh, towards his crucifixion, which is the basis of the Christian um, renewal of knowing our oneness with the Father. So we are unfolding. We are the same person. We are the same person going through different stages, different epochs, different uh, factors, different situations to come and show that continuous truth of our oneness with everything. We are the very ancient of days, brothers and sisters. We come from that which is the beginning of things, and we come here to show up and go back there. It is this cycle we are in, and in each cycle we are coming to show more and more of the Father. In Western philosophy, for example, from Socrates to contemporary thinkers, uh, Western philosophy has explored the truth as a correspondence with reality and coherence of beliefs. That which is true must be true in all. So that's why beliefs, again, I told you that be aware of these words. Belief is be lie if. hmm, That this world is a game, please. This will become clearer as we go through these sessions. This world, the whole earth is a game of the Father, playing different roles in all of us, and to come and do this self-discovery that we are one actually with the Father all this while. And what is true has to go beyond what you believe, what you do. You cannot say only your tribe is rich, is entitled, only your country is good, only the things you eat as should be eaten. That is myopism, really, or ignorance, to say the least. People in different communities eat different things, they like different foods. All of those are true to them. But that which is really true is true to all, which is a oneness with the Father, and the tapping of all control belongs to that Father. All empires rise and fall, but the control of that which is the source of things never ends, and it continually shows up through removing all these lies we get into. And when we abandon this truth, uh, when we deliberately turn away from this truth through deception or willful ignorance, through deceitfulness, we experience disconnection, which is internal fragmentation and alienation from others. We start fighting among ourselves, thinking we are different. You see all the wars in the world. People think they're different from each other. People think they should get a job and others shouldn't. All these are lies. Everybody deserves an opportunity to live well. And that's why you have to live life beyond jobs, beyond things that seem to be limited. If things that cannot be the same or cater for everybody, then the truth cannot be in those. We have to strive to see that everyone is able to eat, is able to drink, is able to live well, and that's when we can say we have lived well. Because in everyone is a spark of the divine. In everyone is Jesus. As he said, I will say that I will deny you because you saw me and you did not take care of me. I was hungry, you did not feed me. I was thirsty, you did not give me to drink. I was naked, you did not dress me. Um, so we have to avoid this connection of thinking we are different from others. And when we abandon the truth also, we face anxiety. We get psychological burdens of maintaining falsehood. You think you are rich or poor. Brothers and sisters, the truth is nobody in this world is rich or poor. All the riches belong to the Father. The Father shows up riches in different people, and we all can claim them if we need them, but they go on this, they go on the other, and they're ever changing. It is the truth of the matter. So when richness comes through you and goes off you, don't go fighting. Know the truth, otherwise you'll continue in the falsehood that you own things and they're yours. You come in this world without anything and you go out without anything. The other consequence of abandoning this truth is stagnation, the inability to grow or adapt without honest assessment. You must look at everything and know of the things you're experiencing, what is your honest effort, and what is that which is beyond your control. And you will see that all the things that you have, you enjoy, many times they are beyond your own personal capacity. It's just that you have been given a grace to experience them and for them to be experienced by the world so that the service of the Father to the Father, represented in different people, can continue. So we are called brothers and sisters that when we are facing distressing times, when facing hardships, let's embrace truth and we become, uh, you know, more enlightened, live a life with more light, with more clarity of our dependence on the Father, so that we can stop all life's difficulties and get that which is essential, which is the alignment, the tuning in to the Father, who is the source of all. So we are called upon to, you know, to live in this truth, to respond. For example, when a crisis arises or a difficulty emerges that threatens our sense of security and well-being, let's send it back to the Father. Tell the Father that is unseen, in secret, that this is this, but Lord, this is what I would want. Thank you for making it happen. Um, we must do a truth assessment as well. We honestly evaluate the situation without minimizing or catastrophizing it. Remember, I told you, in this world there is nothing that is bad or good. You remember even the sin you're told that Adam comes, that there will no good and evil. In this world there is no good or evil. Things just are. It's you picking it or making it evil. All power is just power. Some people use it well, others don't. So we must assess, do a truth assessment. That which is the Father, who owns everything. If you owned everything, how would you behave? Would you think this is this? Would you want to overshadow others in order to feel you are bright? Of course, we also have to continuously do internal alignment. We acknowledge our authentic feelings and needs in response to the challenge, but know that that is provided and ever fulfilled by the Father, because they're also always changing. Everything you achieve, you need something more. You reach this level, you need something more and more, because we are from an infinite Father. We are also infinite in actual sense. And of course, we also need truthful action where we respond to situations with integrity, even when doing those kinds of things is difficult. You know, it is this journey we are in of the Father identifying themselves, that all are lessons. Let's learn through them. We have been given power to come and circumvent, go through all these challenges. We are told that there is no difficulty that God can give you if you do not have this power to overcome those kinds of challenges, or they are not for the good of the Lord or for your own good, for His name to be praised through what it is that we're facing. So we are called to really tap into this integration, where we know that the experience becomes part of the authentic life story, rather than a rejected fragment, rather than thinking you're being punished, you're being, challenged because you're not good, or you did not pray, or you did not do this. You know that this is just part of the whole story of learning. God learning different experiences, different situations, and seeing how to overcome them, so that we can be victorious in the different circumstances with different levels of difficulty in overcoming. And this is the truth that acts as a bridge builder. Even when physical, emotional distance separates us from others, shared commitment or truth can maintain this. You know, we can send people prayers from the heart, knowing that we change things, because you can be here and say, how do I impact the war in Israel, for example? I mean, in Gaza, between Palestinians and Israelites. How do I impact the war in Ukraine? If we work in the invisible, you have as much power, actually even more power than the people who are fighting, that we can share in the challenges that people are facing, those who are sick, those who are being challenged in different circumstances, that we can send them love, we send them light, we send them peace, so that they can know that the Father is available for them and get back in the truth to overcome their challenges. Or even as they face them with humility and learn from them to always depend on the one true Father. And this is about authentic communication. We have to grow towards speaking honestly about experiences and listening openly to others, because every experience another person is going through, you're also going through it in that person, because we are all a shared being. We are all different bodies of Christ, of the one who is knows that they're one with the Father. And we have this shared reality, finding common ground and acknowledging facts despite our different perspectives. That's what I'm saying. And this vulnerable transparency, operating at this level, allowing ourselves to be truly seen, even across difficulties. Don't feel, many times we only remember it when we are dead. I mean, when we have lost people. When we lose people is when we seem like we give up and know God has decided. But He's always deciding in all these others. In all the challenges of others, you are not better than anyone. It's just that the Father is playing the game of being like at that level in you and at another level in another person. So once we understand this, then we cannot judge people. We cannot, ignore or neglect or overlook, because all is from the same source that is playing at different levels. And in this, we are called, of course, to have some practices. As usually want that we have to have some practices that help us to live in this truth. Daily ways to cultivate truthfulness, um, where we can, overcome these life challenges and achieve radical truthfulness eh, within our lives. And one of those is to do what we call a honest self-reflection. You can engage in regular journaling or meditation to become aware of your true thoughts and feelings. Even if when you write things, they are registering much more than if you don't write, whether you're writing on pen or on computer, on phone. But above all, meditating, going within, because the kingdom of the Father is within, not without. Going within and tapping into the knowledge of the Father, who is at the 0 point, at the quiet, where all sounds, all facts, everything exists before it shows up, before it starts to manifest. It's where we need to go and get these insights. Uh, and this should also lead us to mindful awareness, noticing when you are tempted to deceive yourself or others and choosing differently. You know, many times some of us are always catching up. So when we say, I will give you this, I will do this. If you don't have it, you cannot give what you don't have. We only give what we have been given, my brothers and sisters. It's the truth. This lie that you have too much. So don't feel bad that you're not able to give in any situation. No, the Father, everything belongs to the Father. So if there is nothing in you to give, and if you don't give what you can give, what you have available to give, you are also committing sin. You're not being one with the Father, knowing that where you are giving it is also the true attribution of making life better for another spark of the Father through that person. Of course, we should also be um, have self-compassion, treating yourself with kindness when facing difficult truth about yourself. Whether you're sick, whether you lose a job, whether you're in a given difficulty or angry, or don't say that because godliness is love and not anger that you will not get angry. You will, and when that happens, have self-compassion. If you think evil thoughts, have self-compassion on yourself that, oh, even this has come through. Thank God. It cannot be. I am healthy. If you think you're sick or danger is coming, don't say, oh, judge yourself. How can I think this? No, it's okay. They come so long as you catch yourself and realize, me who is one with the Father, I cannot worry about this. This disease cannot be in me. Cannot be in me because the Father said I'm healthy, I'm whole all the time. And of course, seeking feedback, inviting trusted people, the trusted others. This trusted you, other parts of you, to help you see your blind spots with compassion. People in your life that you trust who can, tell you where you might need to improve in order to live a more fulfilling life. And these practices should help us align our inner and outer lives, creating a great and coherent whole. Remember, we are one. Wholeness means oneness. We are one, brothers and sisters. We are one with the Father and one with each other and one with everything. And it is that promise, it is the only truth that we have to wake up to and live by, so that we can exhibit truth in our relationships. Mm? Speak your truth, like they say. Everybody has their perspective. Express your authentic thoughts, feelings, and needs with courage and respect for everyone and everything. Mm? Listen to the truth. Receive others' perspectives with openness, suspending judgment and defensive. There is nobody who can threaten you If you are one with the Father, why do you live in fear? Satan, this one will take this one will take my job, will take my man, will take my wife. Why? In truth, you know that all those things don't belong to you. Otherwise, when you're still in the illusion, you will continue until you arrive at this higher truth. Then, of course, we also need to honor emotional truth. Remember, emotion is energy in motion, and those we shall do a session on energy very soon. And that for the Father to express it, the energy that is contained in everything begins to uh, work at the mind level, and this energy in motion is what we call emotion of and we have to earn our emotional truth. Many times we can be saying different things, but our emotions will tell us the truth always. They will tell us, they will give us feelings. We shall get these feelings that tell us the real truth of how we feel. And acknowledging the validity of emotional experiences, both yours and for others, is a great factor. Don't say, how can they be annoyed with that? That's a small matter. For them, it's how they feel. Just pray that they can rise beyond that and know that they exist and are true at a much higher level than judging. So honor each emotion, then of course, repair with the truth. When harm occurs, address it honestly rather than pretending it didn't happen. Many times we injure each other in this life, and it's part of ourselves learning from each other. That's why they tell us that I think we shall do a session on Ho'oponopono, but there is this thing about saying sorry. Saying sorry, hmm? Repairing that which is broken. Just alone, it can even cause physical pain to go down, and we know this from our practical lives. So we are called really to live in this kind of truth within our community. When communities value truth, they build foundations for justice and progress, and that's what we need in our communities. In this polarized world, especially, communal commitment to truth becomes revolutionary. It can change the lives of people so that more people can live at peace. When we prioritize truth over, say, tribal loyalty, community loyalty, country-based loyalty, uh, political party loyalty, or ideology, we create a space for genuine progress or shared challenges, knowing that, like they say these days in Uganda, we are in this together. Huh? If you don't protect the environment, if you don't live well, if there is a generation of children not educated, it's going to impact all of you. There isn't any problem that is for one person or a good thing that is for one person. Uh, those other things, we political parties, education levels, they are not true. They are there just as an experience of another version of life. But at the foundation, we all eat food. We all those things that we need that are true, that empower us. We share them, and we can all grow to live in that truth. This doesn't mean that we will all reach identical conclusions, but rather that we engage in good faith efforts to understand this reality together, to experience it together. So that when someone puts on another cloth, you don't say you're not supposed to put on that. You know that they have their right, they are within their right to put on that. Okay, so that is it. As we conclude, really, many people have thought about this topic, that there is an inner truth that we all know. This oneness with everybody, we have to live to it and defend truth. Mahatma Gandhi once said that truth stands even if there is no public support. It is self-sustained. Um, Maria Angelou, one of the black they call themselves black. I don't see them as black. Americans, rights activists, they said there is a world of difference between truth and facts. Facts can obscure the truth. Things that you can see are changing. Facts change. Facts can be twisted. But that which is true is internally and eternally never changing. And that is what we're talking about. And the Rumi, this prophet and the philosopher Homo really, I encourage you to look out for and read his works, said the truth was a mirror in the hands of God, that God himself is the truth. That's what we're saying. It fell and broke into pieces. Everybody took a piece of it and they looked at it and thought they had the truth. It's why I tell you, brothers and sisters, that the truth is available in everyone and in everything, in all insects, all plants, all water bodies, every individual person. There is a truth in them that comes from the Father. And this is the journey we are on. Truth is not a destination we arrive at once and for all, but an ever-evolving journey where we are getting more and more and deeper understanding. And that means that we should live our life with curiosity, beginning with questions rather than assumptions. Don't assume you know everything, and because someone is your son or your daughter or younger than you, therefore it is like this. Always ask, have a curiosity around things for new revelations. The people who have made the phones are not the richest, computers, AI, people who make new varieties of food are not the richest or the most advanced or people belonging to a particular race. Um, have courage facing what is real, even when it is uncomfortable. When things come and you can't change them, please, like the serenity prayer we said, please have the courage to know what you cannot change. And I mean, the, the serenity to know what you cannot change, the courage to change what you can, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two. Have courage when things come and because life is ever moving things that are not real from us, things that we think are permanent, and they can challenge our current situations and our current stability. But face them with courage and with humility, recognizing that limitations of our understanding are part of the whole, are part of showing us that we are less than the whole. Otherwise, if we knew everything and how things unfold, we would live like God, and because we are lesser in our oneness, we would see others as less and would create a lot of disharmony and imbalance in this world. And of course, we said integration, embodying this truth within our lived experience. In our day-to-day life, let's strive to live in this truth of our oneness, of knowing that there is a power controlling all of us and working out things in an invisible sense for our own good, and also tap in that invisible and grow in wisdom of discerning deeper patterns and meaning, and continuously guide ourselves so that this truth and its ever evolving revelation can be a transformative tool. When we fully embrace truth as the nature of the soul, we experience profound transformation, and it is liberating. We are liberated from the burden of pretense and the prison of self-deception. For example, thinking you control things, you will develop people. All aid has not developed the world. All governments come and people are still complaining. There is no government that can ever develop anyone. Only the Father, only the source, and people tapping into the source can help them live fulfilled lives. And wholeness means that we integrate all aspects of this self into coherent, authentic identity. Like we have to continue going back to the whole. When everybody else is not well, you are not well. And for all of you to be well, you have to collectively and individually keep going back to the Father to tap from within everything. And then we can live in this truth and have genuine connection, genuine relationships built on the foundation of a shared reality, a shared truth. So this is brothers and sisters, and this is my invitation to you today, um, that you know we can recognize the truth not as an external standard we must live up to, but our deepest nature waiting to be expressed. That in earth is the truth, but we have to go to the source of the truth to be able to get out the right truth. In embracing this reality, we find not only our personal wholeness, but also the possibility of healing our divided world, of bringing truthfulness to whatever is. And the question, brothers and sisters, is what truth is waiting to be acknowledged in your life today so that you can live like the master you are meant to be. Thank you for your attention. Let's meet in another session.